How many of you guys heard in the news about the accident on Marilla Road and 13 Mile Road in Manistee County? Raise your hand. Well, I mean, most of you probably have. I mean, it was all over the news, right? Why not? I mean, we got the news guy here. But, so that day started out like any other. I mean, Wes and I have 2 boys. Easton, who is 4, and Bobo, who is 2. Some of the softball girls know them. They love the boys. But started out our day like any other, and we were going actually paintballing because, okay, how many of you guys know Trevor Skinner? Okay, so you guys know Trevor. He's practically like my little brother has been for 10 years. How many of you guys have ever seen or met his oldest brother, Wes? Wes is like this tall. He's not like Trevor or Alex. He's this tall. he's not short by any means. But Trevor had actually just graduated boot camp. Wes and I were getting married in September, and we were going to celebrate by shooting each other at the paintball course in Coatmish. But we were driving, and I was driving. We had our best friend, Mike Sayo, was in the front passenger. Wesley was in the back passenger, and Isaac Johnson. Does anybody know Isaac Johnson by any chance? From church or youth groups or anything like that? He's actually a homeschooled student. He lives right across the road from us. He was in the back passenger on the driver's side. So we're going, and we're driving along, and we pass this great big truck that is towing this like awesome, amazing, not kidding you, classic car, like muscle car. It had the drag tires, it had everything, and we're all gawking at it at this point. Well, we get past them, and we get down about 2 miles down the road. I mean, we're still talking about it. And Wes and Mikey, they were talking about how they were going to scale out the window. They're going to jump in this car, drive it off. I mean, you guys have all done it. You guys have come up with these, like, elaborate stories of something that you want to do because you want something, right? So they're talking about it, we're all laughing. I come up to an intersection. I have the right of way. Both hands on the wheel. Because I had no idea where I was going, so I was definitely paying attention to the road. I mean, I'm guilty of it. We're all guilty of it. Every single one of you. There's not a single one of you sitting here today, not even the adults, that can tell me when you're driving that you have not looked at your phone, or you have not looked down at your purse or a piece of paper, or you have never taken your eyes off the road. Because I'm going to call you out right here, right now. That's a lie. Every single one of you. So we're going, and I'm looking, and there's huge hills on either side, from what I can remember. There's huge hills on both sides. And I look to the left, and I look to the right, and we're going, and we come up closer. I look to the left again, and I look to the right, and there was nothing. There were no vehicles that I could see. As I was looking back to my left, I caught something out of the corner of my left eye. By the time I looked, it was too late. You want to talk about the scariest moment of your life? All based off from one person's mistake. It hit. Go ahead. Can everybody see that? This right here is a 2011 F-350 extended cab long box. That right there is an over 13,000 pound vehicle. It was a work truck. It had the full tow package, everything. Let me show the picture of the van. That's the van that I was driving. Isaac was right here. The point of impact was literally 8 inches behind him. Isaac had a lacerated spleen, a concussion that he's still suffering from. He will be for the next year. Wesley was sitting right here, in this spot right here. He was thrown from the van because he wasn't wearing a seatbelt. I've spoken to numerous doctors and cops. Even if Wesley had been wearing a seatbelt, he would have never survived. There's no way. I've looked at these pictures at least 3 or 4 times a week. No joke, 3 or 4 times a week, and all I can think about are my kids. They don't get their dad anymore. As the driver of a vehicle, it is your responsibility to pay attention to the road. It's not what's going on in your vehicle. It's not what's going on your phone. It's your responsibility. Because of that mistake that he made, my fiance was killed. My boys lost their dad. He is now in jail. I mean, just from one mistake of simply looking at his phone. He ran a stop sign, and he blew right through our van, right through us. I mean, can you guys, kind of wrap your heads around that? You are not invincible. Not a single one of you. Wesley and I, we were together for 10 years. We were the high school sweetheart stuff that you hear about. We were. We were together since I was 14 and he was 15. We were finally going to be married. Up until this crash, I don't call it an accident. It wasn't an accident. It was a crash that happened that took somebody's life. It wasn't something that happened that, it wasn't a fluke thing. It wasn't just a freak accident. It could have been 100% preventable. He intentionally took his eyes off the road. I can't stress it enough. I know you guys hear it all the time, this is boring, some insurance guy is talking to me about . Well, what happens with your PLPD and your full coverage? What happens when if that was your vehicle and your parents weren't around to help you, what would you do? You guys would be lost. Because all of you that are in here right now, I heard all of you guys talking and seeing all of you guys talking. Oh, Mr. Doan was standing up here trying to help you. But now that I'm up here and that I have this huge thing that happened to me, this drama-filled story, this intense story, that's not the only thing that's important. Mr. Doan is here trying to help you guys to realize just the same as I am. Mine's just the reality. This could happen to you. This probably will happen to at least 2 or 3 of you sitting in this room right now. Between you kids and the adults, everything. Nobody is invincible. Stay off your phones. Wear your seatbelts. Trust me, your text can wait. Is your text or your phone call or your message or whatever more important than your life? No, I don't think so. I don't even know half of you, and I don't think it is more important than your lives sitting here right now. But even more importantly, do you think it's worth the life of some kid in the vehicle that you hit? No, and that will weigh on your shoulders just like the guy who hit us. He is sitting in jail right now, yes. But at that court proceeding on January 4th, exactly 4 months after the crash, he broke right down. He bawled his eyes out. And right then, I knew he was sincere. I knew it. But just think about it. It's your fault. You blew through the stop sign. You decided to look at your phone. You decided to take that phone call. Or because you dropped your pop or something. Whoop-de-doo. Pick it up when you stop. It's that simple. I'm cold, yes, because this is my reality. It's been 4.5 months. Last night, Bo, who's only 2, you would think, oh yeah, he's only 2, he wouldn't remember. He come walking out of his bedroom, bawling his eyes out, I want my daddy. What do? I want my daddy. Christmas morning, Christmas morning, Easton comes out, Easton and Bo. and they open up their gifts. You know, I was trying to be excited, you know, how parents are with little kids. I was trying to be excited, you know, trying to make the best of it. And Easton opens up all of his presents, and so does Bo. Well, then they start looking around, and all of a sudden Easton just stops and he just sits there, and Bo's just sitting there just playing with one little toy. And I mean, you can tell they were down. It was just me and my two kids. I was like, what's wrong? Easton said to me, with the most heartbreaking look you could ever imagine on a 4-year-old, "Where's my daddy? Why didn't Santa bring my daddy home? That's all that I asked for." Because, I mean, when you're a little kid and you send your letter to Santa, I mean, everybody's here done it. You wanted a horse or you wanted a dirt bike, and then you didn't get it. How brokenhearted did you feel? Now try to put yourself in my 4-year-old son's shoes. Daddy isn't there for Christmas, and that's all that you asked for. Anybody? It sucks. It is the worst feeling in the world as a mom, as a parent, to not be able to do anything for your kids, to help make them feel better. Nothing that you say, obviously, nothing that you really do helps. Because of that one person's stupid mistake.